And we are back and back and back.
So we're just talking about phones,
Yeah.
uh, and off camera, by the way. Most of you don't know that. Anyways, uh, I got a S22. It's
Yeah. Okay.
nothing special. It's not the newest one. It's not super old. I had a Samsung S10, I think it was, for eight
Yeah.
for fucking ages. And and Nate made this cool like collage.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was like, how did you do that? That is so good. You put that together so fast. And he was like, oh, it's just this, this, and this on my phone. And I was like, oh, that's amazing. So I had an S22 that I got 9 months ago.
No way.
I just switched it over a week ago. And him and I were talking about it. He's like, if you just switch your phone over and take the time to actually do it, you'll have these features.
Right. Right. Right.
And so this guy has periodically chirped me with like the S10 jokes, of course, right? He's made several mentions. If you just switch your phone over.
You just fucking do it.
Yeah, it took, okay, so it shouldn't have, but it took 3.5 hours to do the data transfer
Whoa.
because
Oh,
I
you
didn't want,
told me that you've had this fucking thing just sitting around.
yeah, and like I want the camera, but it was free, so I wasn't like urgently, and my other phone worked fine.
Yeah, I'm
There's
that way
nothing,
too. If my shit's
yeah,
not broken, I'm pretty good.
yeah, and so you know what the biggest problem was? Why it took so long? I didn't want to get rid of my meme collection.
Yeah, fuck that. I need all 7 million memes I have.
It's actually 8,100 and something. I have
8,000.
8,000 memes. And it's funny because I wonder, half the time I relate in meme, I think in
It's the way I
cartoon
do
and
it too.
meme,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know? And what did the world do before memes? What was the main source of humor before memes? I guess we just sat around quoting movies.
Yeah, that was what it was. Is you would just quote movies that only a third of the people have seen, and then some of us were like, right. So if I think something's very funny, I send the Mike Tyson clapping on the fucking roast of Mike Tyson where everyone's smashed and he almost falls out of his seat because that gives you a visual of how funny I think what you just said is, right? Or if you didn't say something funny, I'd send like Dwight Schrute or something, right? And it's just like correct. Memes are so correct. The
They, I love the what are they, the Wojak ones, like where the little shitty drawings where the guys are like hugging each other and
okay,
I or they're super like frazzled or they're screaming. I fucking love those ones. Um, but memes are just like they're just a part of life, man. I make them as often as
what?
I can. I try to make memes, especially out of people. I one of these ones. I took a photo of John just when he woke up,
Nice.
and he looks over and he's like, looking over at me from the seat, just like, oh, he's like, fuck you. And it made me think of an old meme. You remember that hide your kids, hide your wife?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And so instantly the first thing I thought of that's what it was. As old as it is, my brain relates in memes. It was hide your kids and hide your kids is what I did.
Hide your kids and hide your kids. Wow.
Well, he hadn't shaved in a few days.
Yeah. Yeah.
It looked
Yeah.
great. It looked great. Uh,
I.
but
I.
that's why I think the multimedia age is so cool because all
Yeah.
there's so much to
Like,
relate to. You don't even need to like process the emotion even. You can just send somebody something, they're like, I know exactly what you fucking mean. I don't have to describe it. Do you
yeah.
remember the time when you're trying to describe how you're feeling and you had to click S for 4 different letters?
Yeah, I could text and drive without looking, and it was the best. And then when they implemented keyboards, everything went to shit. You'd get that like home button on the 5 because it had the dimple, And
I had one of
I
those
could,
ones where the keyboard slid out from the back,
yeah, like
you
the
know,
Matrix phone.
and like they were so unreliable. They broke so easily.
Okay, so
The only phone that didn't ever break that easy was the Nokias. Remember those
yeah,
things?
I had a Solo. It looked like a peanut, and like it was like a figure eight kind of right, and then there was this like orange or green. There might have been other colors that was like a thing that slipped around it, but it wasn't like a case. It was just like the color of it. And I lost this fucking. I had a lot of burner phones. I'm gonna be honest with you in high school because my parents didn't want me to have a fucking phone, so I was like, that's fine. I was like selling cigarettes and like bubble gum and shit at the time, so I had like burner phones.
50 cents or a buck for three.
You got it, yeah. So I dropped this thing in the fucking snow on my walk home one day, I guess, and I couldn't find it. And I thought everybody fucking stole it, whatever. And then in the spring, I'm walking to school and find this piece of shit phone, take it home, plug it in, and it worked. Oh yeah, but the Nokia phones, you're right, where like especially that little blue one, you could have
Or
run that
the
over with a car, no
or the
problem.
so they came in blue and they came in yellow. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I saw somebody use one in a fight in high school as a weapon, okay? In
It's a
their hand, like,
Mjolnir. Yeah,
oh, it was awesome. Because it's like at the time you're not thinking like how fragile smartphones are going to be in the future.
yeah,
At the time you were thinking technology is so fucking cool.
yeah.
Like it's a hatchet with a phone number on it.
You know what I wanted to talk to you about because I'm not sure anyone else will talk to me about it.
What's that?
Are you following this aliens shit,
Bro,
bro?
why would you do that with one left?
Well, because we can't rant about it for 3 hours.
Yes, we can. Okay, so I
That's
am following
fucking
it. I
wild
am following.
shit, though, right?
What do you think?
Oh, I think that
Synopsis.
I think
Cole's
they've been,
Notes version.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
they've been around for a long time, and I think they've been covering up for a long time, and I think they're like some of the stuff that I've listened to sounds like they were given a timeline to like get their shit to get like people were given a timeline to get their shit together. Like as
So
you're gonna talk about us eventually, but here's your timeline, and I think we're there. They're
so
having like
I never know what like conspiracies to buy into,
same. I enjoy
right?
them
Because
so much though.
I love listening to them, but some of them are like, bro, I love the fact that you thought of that, but shut up. Like, and then other times it's like you can't even sleep. You're like, oh my God.
Yeah, you go put a tinfoil hat on. You're
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. Oh wow. So
hmm,
I I think two things. One, I think it is almost impossible for them to not exist
yeah,
somewhere in the universe. But do I trust that all of this is not coming out at time perfectly timed things to go, hey, look over here while we do this? I don't know.
yeah.
I I I never know. However, I fucking know. They're
Oh,
they're there. They exist. They're here. And you know what? Maybe they'll tune in here and like give me a visit, man, because I don't
yeah,
get that cool stuff. I want to see some paranormal. I want to
yeah.
see some UFOs. I want to see that shit.
You go see Steve. You just leave me alone.
No, no, no. Visit you.
I
Like
don't want. I don't
what?
want him visiting me. Go
Why?
visit everyone because I don't want him to visit me.
Really?
I'll be
Now
like,
you're gonna
figure it out elsewhere.
yeah, well,
They're
you
gonna
know
want to
what?
come on the podcast. I'm gonna be all pissed off about it.
They'll say, what is this? Um, I think it would be so cool to be able to like how cool would it be to have just like an alien friend?
I'd
Like
be
you're just
okay with it.
like you're chilling there with as long as they weren't like incredibly frightening. So I don't mind like snakes and
That's
stuff, but
that's where my brain goes.
I am crazy afraid of spiders for no good reason. And I don't know why. I can kill them with a stomp, but you know, it doesn't feel like that sometimes. And so um it would just be terrible if that was their form. I would just be horrified.
I just think there's no way for you to know what they're going to look like. And like, that's what's off putting because
And
you're never
whether
going
or
to be
not,
ready for it when it happens. So it's going to be this like terrifying moment and unintentionally, right? I don't think that anything with that shitty of an attitude would have just come in and made a big mess. And they've not done that. So obviously they're peaceful. But yeah,
or
I'm not a
at
big
the
fan of it.
even if they're not necessarily peaceful, like, just completely like neutral.
Yeah.
They don't care, right? But they understand, like, what was that, the Star Trek thing, the prime directive, right, was to not interfere with
Yeah.
something's development. And then I think as the Star Trek thing went, aliens got in, extraterrestrials I should say, got in contact with us when we achieved a warp signature.
Hmm.
Right? So it's like, oh, boom, we're capable of getting to the edge of our solar system now in the very, very quick time. So now they make themselves kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know.
These monkey sticks explode. We better go see them.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, ah, man, I want it to be real.
Dude, they're having like Congress discussions about
I
like
saw that
vessels and
because Congress fucking hates when everything is not completely
yeah.
transparent, not necessarily to the people, but to them.
Yeah, they're
You
calling them
know,
like non-human biologics or something. Like they're making all kinds of different weird names for shit now.
and
We're tiptoeing.
it's one of those, situations where it's like, so I want it to be true for many reasons, some of
Oh,
which are
totally.
selfish. Man, I want to traverse the stars. How cool would that be? Because I was a huge fan of, you mentioned gaming, I was a huge fan of the Mass Effect series.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah.
I loved the story of that. To be a part of a galactic civilization is just the coolest. But also, like, with all these different technologies, right? If they've got the technology for interstellar travels, because there's different kind of like, so interstellar travel is star system to star system,
Right.
and that is so far beyond us right now. And then intergalactic is galaxy to galaxy, which is
Hmm.
even bigger jump in technology. And if there are, if those technologies exist, I think, what does that do for everything else? I think, what does that do for medicine? What does that do
Yeah,
for
it's just
energy?
fixed. Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
just yeah, exactly.
And so, do I think that, like, I don't think about the possibilities of living forever and that sort of stuff with that sort of thing, but how cool would it be if everybody just got to live like their full life, and like didn't have to worry about all the sicknesses and things like that that
Yeah.
came with it, because they could just live.
You get hit by a car and you're like, oops, and then you touch your watch and everything's fine. You're like, okay,
Well,
sorry.
I mean, massive bodily harm might be an issue
Yeah,
with
but I mean you
that.
get cancer or something and you push a
That,
button and
yeah,
everything's
yeah.
fine. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, or
yeah.
you push a button and all, like, any artery buildup is gone. Right?
Yeah.
That's where I look at it, whereas like we could all live to our full potential. And whether or not we want to do the potential on this planet or in the stars,
Hmm.
that's, my mind goes to that, because how fucking cool is that?
Yeah, there's a part of me that's like something like that. If you weren't a total piece of shit, would get along with you. Yeah, and I feel like I'm not. Like I feel
Yeah,
like I wouldn't be somebody that they would rattle the cage of. But I mean, there's a lot of people that they're gonna,
man,
right?
as
Yeah,
a whole,
we're a
like when
fucking
they,
virus.
we are a brutal species, man.
Like, so you guys
Um,
just kill each other, and some of you starve, so some of you have all the money. And we're like,
yeah, yeah, that's exactly
that's
how we do
exactly what
these
we
things.
do. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think, yeah, I just want it to be real, and I don't want it to be like some sort of like way to divert our attention while something nefarious goes on. Because
I will give the US government the biggest kudos for fear mongering. They've got that figured out.
I
So
mean,
half of
I
me is
mean,
sitting here going, okay, so we've got aliens and ships and shit now, and they're speaking openly about that. But is that because now we're all in danger and we better stay at home again? Like,
Yeah.
is that where this is going, or are we gonna like figure
Well,
out what shape these guys' heads are and get used
because
to it?
did you ever watch District 9?
Yeah,
Right? So first off, that guy's an awesome director.
that
Neil
was apparently a real
Blomkamp.
thing. Not District 9, Battle of Los Angeles or something. Apparently, there's some like backstory to one of those.
Okay, so I remember hearing about that, and that was I saw a little piece on it. Maybe it was even on Joe Rogan's podcast, and
That could
one of
be.
the guys was talking about it. Um, Joe Rogan subscribed to this one.
Just watch my podcast, bro. Be my friend.
So
I'll
I
learn
rem
jujitsu.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, I swear to God, I will eat elk raw if I have to.
I'll eat a live elk if he'll be my friend.
Just take a bite right out of the neck. Just,
I'd be like, bro, it's not how we do this.
yeah, just go French Canadian and eat some
Yeah.
marinated moose penis.
Just
Like,
tell, just tell, just tell me I'm cool, Joe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. But I saw it, and yeah, there was some sort of thing where they like intercepted and had to like basically do like their dog fighting with something that happened in California.
Right.
And this we've been seeing stuff as a species for years. We've got some pretty interesting signals that we've tracked down. I think that we're still not at the point species wise that
Mm,
it wouldn't just cause fucking pandemonium. There's a lot, we're getting there. We're getting there. But
yeah.
a lot of people will blame religion, but I don't. I don't. I think that the biggest blame for the idea behind like this mass hysteria and pandemonium is the current powers that be
Oh,
consistently keeping us in a state of fear.
yeah. Somebody's gonna be like, they're coming to take our jobs. And then that's
Yes.
that's just gonna be a fucking tidal wave, right? Every fucking
Make Earth great again.
yeah. They took our jobs. Yeah, I can already see it. I can already see it. This is gonna be a good thing for about 30 seconds.
Yeah. I I thought that, I've had thoughts about, whether they're interplanetary, interstellar, interdimensional,
Mhm.
whatever it is. Either way, I hope you're out there. Come give me a hug.
Yeah, go give him a
Uh,
hug, not me.
yeah, or like we can knuckle up too. But don't do anything. I don't want the probing.
Yeah, don't do anything nefarious.
Don't do anything weird like that. Like, could you imagine just
Oh,
could you imagine you're just laying there one night and you open your eyes and there's three of them big-headed, 4 foot tall, skinny things
real long fingers.
and like that happens, it would be hard not to throw a punch.
Okay, so I went down a rabbit hole one time about the probing, and this guy was talking
Probing.
about no, listen, that's not what it was.
So
But
yeah,
yeah. So
I've
this guy
gone down the rabbit hole of the probing too, and I don't think they call it that.
so this guy was talking about that once you evolve and you evolve and you evolve, then you kind of become genderless, because like when you see the pictures of them, they're genderless. So everything's happening obviously in like a test tube somewhere. But if they don't have eggs and they don't have sperm, they can't do that. Right. So they're coming down here and they're harvesting it from us. And that's what the probing's all about, because they can't physically, yeah. Right.
So is
So
that why they're not visiting me because I had a vasectomy?
right. No, because
What an
you would have
idiot.
extra. You would have extra because you're not
What?
using it. But
What
that,
I
yeah,
can't.
as soon as the guy said that, I just like try and make sure I'm empty. Right.
Like at
Just
all
leave me alone.
times.
Just leave me
At
alone.
all times. You're just sitting there just like, oh my God, I can't do any more today. I'm about to pass out.
And that's why I'm late for work. No, I'm just joking.
That's why I'm late for literally everything.
This has been one of my favorite podcasts. I have to say that. I have
Oh,
to.
I'm glad, man. I just, You know, you're a cool guy because I think you just you like doing what you're doing.
Yeah, man. If I didn't want to do this, I
So
wouldn't do it.
that's
This is
right.
fun. I love it. I love doing it.
There's nothing pompous about it or fake. So good for you.
Yeah, and we don't, you know, I believe we try our best not to talk shit, right? It's all positive. I've met a lot of really good people through this podcast, and it's only
Oh,
been out
that
since February.
and there's some
January.
there's some fuck people. Believe me, I'm gonna talk some shit, but it's like a random warning.
Just leave it. We'll do it on
Like
yours.
yeah, I haven't decided who yet,
Right?
but you'll
Just
know.
get a dartboard. Figure
Yeah,
it
just
out.
figure it out. Just land on
Sorry,
myself.
Jeffrey. You just open it up and then that person gets ripped on for half an hour.
I like that you went with Jeffrey
Yeah,
first.
like,
But
well, because
is it a Jeffrey or a Geoffrey?
no, like a Jeffrey, like nobody suspects a Jeffrey.
Yeah, no, but nowadays everyone suspects a Jeffrey, right? You know what I mean? After that show came out, they're
Oh
like, "Oh
yeah,
man,
just stroke a furry wall, everyone. Yeah,
wow, that is." I don't know
you
if many people get that is an obscure reference.
you
Good for
see, and
you.
that's why I don't give a flying fuck, because the people that do get that, they're gonna see like Jordan slam dunking that comment, and everyone else is
That
gonna be like, Jeffrey, fucking furry walls.
like what?
And they're
Yeah.
going to skip it. And that's why there's 4 parts to each episode. So they only skip over 30 minutes.
So this is the one that's this episode is the one that I mean we're talking about aliens?
Yeah, aliens
That
and Jeffries.
fucking YouTube algorithm's gonna love that.
No, buddy. No one, nobody. That's what I mean. Anybody that's listening to the 4th part of any episode is really in it for the long game. You know what I
Well,
mean?
good for you because I'm
Yeah,
glad
man.
you're here.
Yeah. You,
Man,
you, you're the person we can blame on this all on.
oh, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll gladly take
I
it
meant the
now.
viewers, but okay.
Yeah, no, I'll take all the blame for that.
Hmm.
It oh, so I didn't show you here, but I came
No.
prepared the next time around. I got ice packs, a little thing, and more drinks in here.
Oh, there you go.
Now I didn't do more beer because it is a weeknight.
Yeah,
This
it
is
is.
a club. It's a club soda.
Jesus.
I told you I drink fucking carbonated water. No joke.
You see that?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
should
all
apologize.
all of my beer cans have had club soda in them, by the way, if anybody's watching,
But yeah, because you don't drink beer.
right? Who drinks beer? Oh, okay, good. So where can everybody find you? You just started a new Instagram page.
Okay, so I did. It is okay, Steve WTF.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just hear that so often. So I went with
Mm-hmm. Okay,
um
Steve, what the fuck? Yeah.
yeah, and so I went with that. But I have been messaging the shit out of this guy who is WTF Steve.
You're like, give it to me now.
I did. I said, "Can I please have this?" But I think it's a dead account because it had like 2 posts and like 4 followers
So
and
reach
four
out to
people he's following.
Instagram itself. Sometimes they'll
Yeah,
close those.
and there was another one, the Steve Show. I wanted that one too, and you're also a dead account. But yeah, okay, Steve, WTF. I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, and that's where I'm going to be posting kind of everything, whether it's just my inner thoughts or something
Yeah.
cool I see or a random fucking dog that I like. I don't know.
Not the business stuff.
Not the business.
Yeah.
So Whitby Drywall, I try to keep it relatively professional.
Mm-hmm. You do a good job of
Uh,
that. You guys do, you do good work. We haven't talked about it at all, but you guys do great work.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I mean, I learned from some really good people. Actually, one of the things I wanted to do was give a shout out to some of the people that really taught me a lot of stuff. Obviously Royce. Everybody knows
Oh my
Royce.
God. Yeah.
You
Legend.
know, and so I learned the basics from him through and through, like, you know, pre-fill, taping,
Mm-hmm.
sanding, sponge, all the basics that you can't do this job without.
Yeah. The hard stuff. Yeah.
But then I learned some really cool stuff along the way. I don't know if you know Doug McKenzie from McKenzie's Drywall.
No.
or Mackenzie Drywall, whatever, Mackenzie, whatever it is. Anyways, um, that guy was one of the best machine tapers I have ever seen in my life.
I'll have to look it
And
up. Yeah.
so he's not on the tools anymore, but shout out to him for teaching me some really cool tricks with machines. And then just all the stuff I picked up along the way. Instagram is a beaut for that.
Yeah, I love it.
You know, everybody has all these videos, and you can just kind of see how everybody does everything. You pick and choose, what you do. And then I would say, so my old partner Ben was a border annotator. He's from Australia, and
Okay.
apparently,
That makes
apparently,
sense.
apparently, there it's you sheet and tape everything, right? It's a
Yeah.
very common thing to do both. So I started sheeting, and I did a little. I could hack my way through it, but when he came and we partnered up, we I had to sheet. That's where I
Yeah.
learned how to sheet, and so props to him. And all the stuff I've learned along the way, I will forget pretty much everyone else, and I don't mean any disrespect by it. But yeah, I'm lucky enough to have learned from good people some really cool stuff along the way, and that is how I do passable work.
Passable.
I say passable
I
because
think you'd be shocked what passable is these days.
okay, but we all know it. All
Yeah.
of us tapers know at the end of the day we take pictures of our clean lines and all
Yeah.
that sort of shit, but that doesn't tell you whether it's a good job or not.
No. That's
Come on.
you had a certain amount of board footage that looked good at this job. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. But like when it's painted and you're there in the flesh, what does it look like? Who the fuck knows? Nobody can see the pinholes. Nobody can see the humps,
Yeah.
whatever. But
You know what,
keep
Nate?
up the clean lines.
Yeah. Nate runs his hands over everything. And I'm like, yeah,
Really?
that's how you know he's good, right? Because it's like he still comes by something and runs his hand over it, and he just looks at you, and you're like, yeah, I know, we need another coat, but
Really?
it looks clean. He's got a fucking handle on it, man. I don't know where he got so good at it, but he's very good.
He's like that. You remember the alien from the Aliens movie with the little mouth that comes out? That's like his
Yes.
hand coming out. He's just like, ah, yeah. It's like
Jesus
tasting the
Christ.
air. He but he's a multifaceted guy too, right? Like he boards and tapes, right?
He frames boards and tapes. Yeah, I think he can do it all.
And if you can't do it all, that's no offense to you.
Mhm.
I'm sure you're good at anybody. You just as long as you try to be the best at what you can,
Yeah.
not the best out of everyone, just do the best job you can.
Yeah, I don't care who wants to do what, as long as you're putting in your best effort. And when you're putting in your best effort and it's a shitbag disaster, that's because you just need to put in your effort again, right?
Uh,
Like nobody walks away from something that blew up in their face not understanding how it blew up in their face. Like
Oh
2020
yeah,
hindsight, right? And that's how
yeah.
you learn and that's how you get better. Weaning away from things you're not good at, you never would have learned to wipe your ass. Like you never would have learned to anything. You have to fail, you have to get better at things, right?
Okay, but like, can we just
But do the
mention that
process.
there are loads of people that apparently don't even know how to do that. We've all
Mhm.
been on job site porta johns. What the hell?
Okay. I shouldn't tell this story. Oh yeah, this will come out way later. So the porta john on ours, because of the weekend that went through was a holiday weekend, so it got extra full. And then when the guy came, when the guy came to spray it, when he sprayed it, the extra full just ended up everywhere.
No.
I swear, I have pictures of it. I'm not
It
going to
was
talk about what site it was on.
like just the
It was
hottest week of the year too.
disgusting. Yeah, so I sent the PM this fucking picture and was like, okay,
But
I
like, okay,
I know we bitched about it being full, but this is not the way to fix it.
maybe you get a little splashback, when on the number one, but half you guys that can't aim a number two,
Yeah,
what's going on, man? What
I
is that
think
about?
I think some people just don't care and they think that, like we had guys where when the stucco crew came in on one of the Walmarts, you would just see footprints on either side and then they were just squatting.
Oh my God.
and they were missing.
Okay, so I was working
Yeah.
in this. I was working in these
It's like Joey
condos.
Diaz was in there trying his best.
He's got this crazy story from the 80s. Well, he's just like, ah.
That's exactly what
So
I'm talking about.
yeah, okay, so I'm doing these condos,
Okay.
and this crew of stucco guys. I'll wrap this up real quick.
Yeah, we have
They
9 minutes.
they basically pulled a brand new toilet out of the box in the
Yeah,
middle of the
nice.
floor, and they were using that. It's not connected. It was in the living
Just
room,
put it wherever.
like in a living room kind of closet type thing, and they just set it somewhere and used it to
Like,
full.
we're shit in the toilet. And you're like, okay.
Like,
Then what?
wow, wow. And so what happens now? And they go, "You clean."
Yeah, we're out of here now.
Yeah, stucco guys. I'm pretty sure it was stucco guys. I'm gonna blame stucco guys because, like, here's the thing:
Uh,
roofers know better. And the
yeah,
reason I say roofers know better is because when they go to their weekend home, their
yeah.
home away from home, they understand that cleanliness is everything. When those bars slam shut on them for the weekend. Um,
Yeah, because their drugs are still expensive. No.
yeah, well, there they are. It's like we're we like we like butt drugs. We
We're
do.
like, what drugs?
We do butt drugs.
Okay,
Uh,
so what,
do you have any butt drugs?
what the what the fuck? Steve, okay, is the one.
Okay, Steve.
Okay,
WTF?
Steve,
Yeah,
what the fuck? Okay,
you got it.
and then Whitby Drywall. Are you on? What
If
else are
if
you
you,
on?
I mean, really, it's just Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah, okay.
Whitby Drywall is the Instagram. Okay, Steve WTF is Instagram/TikTok, and that's where I'll be releasing some of the
The
content
good
as it comes
stuff.
forward. Yeah, yeah, the
Yeah,
good stuff
yeah.
because Whitby Drywall is just if you want to see some work, you want to see some
Yeah,
drywall.
it's good work.
Sometimes we
They
do
do good
that.
work. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and yeah, that about wraps it up.
yeah. That just about wraps it up, man. This was a fucking slam dunk.
Oh, yeah. I don't think uh, that I've had this much fun on a Zoom call since my last Zoom call.
Thanks.
So
Unless you mean the one we just got off of,
that's
I'm
exactly
like,
what I'm talking
okay,
about.
cool. All right,
He's like,
well,
I don't know whether to take that personally or not.
I had a lot of fun. I've
I
been
hope
waiting. I've been waiting for you to
want
come on for a long time, and
I
this
want
was
I
a
want to
really
do
good
this
time.
again. I want
Oh,
to do this
as
again.
many times as you like.
So the one you're actually gonna have to come on set to do this one.
That's fine. That's fine.
Bro, I've got the whole setup. I mean, I'm talking like stage lights and everything.
I'm in. I'm down
Yeah,
like a clown, Charlie Brown.
beauty.
Um, Nate said you got to come here too. So I think we're gonna do a you, me, and him in person. We're gonna go for like wings or something before, and then we'll come here, and
Amazing.
then
We'll just make John film the whole thing like it's a
yeah,
vlog.
yeah, we'll be like,
You can't.
stand to the left, you fuck, and he'll be like, oh, yeah.
Okay, so
Put him in a
do we have any
Hodor
time? Do we
costume.
have any? Do we
We have
have any
5 minutes and 46 seconds.
Okay, so I realized when I couldn't use him as a cameraman for my show, I took him out to film an episode at the Toronto jail when
Okay.
I got kicked off Toronto jail. Um I got kicked off the property for filming there
This was the
and
looking for roofers skit.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's so just I was walking around the Toronto jail with this sign, right? Roofers
Jesus.
wanted apply here. And and so he's as I'm picketing around the Toronto East Detention Center with that sign,
fuck.
as I'm picketing around, John is so stoned.
Yeah. He's
At
not
this
even
point,
filming you.
I'm walking off camera and I walk out of frame, and then you can hear him go, "Oh shit," and then turn the camera
Shit.
to me, and then literally as I turn around and walk back the other way, I walk out of frame, and like 2 full seconds pass, and he goes, "Oh, my bad," and as he
Oh
starts
shit.
turning back, I'm already walking the other way, and so I realized I was like, oh, you know what, I got to get a real cameraman.
Yeah.
And
Hey, big
so
guy.
I
Eyes up.
talked to my buddy Alex who did some my wedding photos, right?
Nice.
And I
Yeah.
was like, "Would you be interested?" And he was like, "Yeah, absolutely. I'm in, so let's do it."
They've got a new gimbal now with AI tracking. I think I'm gonna pick one up and it'll follow you. This is basic shit, but
That's all you need is basic shit. For what
yeah,
I do, it's like there's
good
no production value to it. It's
good
just let's go
good
out there
help
and
is
do
hard to find.
it. I need some AI. You're fired. Oh man.
Good
All
man.
right. Well, thank you for having me
Hey,
on.
thanks for
I
coming,
I,
man.
I appreciate. Oh, anytime. It anytime I have the chance to just shoot the shit, I'm in. So hopefully we can line something up soon for you and I and Nate.
Yeah, we're down. And then whenever you're ready, we'll come up, or I'll come up,
And
or
and
separately together, whatever.
and so as usual, as you saw from one of my rants, I don't know how to make an exit, so I'm leaving that up to you.
All right. Be humble. Treat everyone the same and do your fucking job.